Guinness has got
Hello everyone. I'm going to show you my game that I've been working on. If you compress the time together, it's about 3 months worth of work. So not for the game jam. I've obviously got a slight advantage over the people that did the game jam. But I'll just say a little bit something about it before I get it started and sort of play you through a little bit about it. It's very early on in its development, obviously. A lot of it is placeholder. But the game is Sweatshop Tycoon. So you could think of that as a mix between, say, Papers, Please, Theme Hospital, Harvest Moon sort of stuff. It's sort of like Harvest Moon, tell your friends in Mineral Town they work for me now. It's, so you can be a bastard, you can be a good guy. You've basically got a factory to run. Now, as I say, please be kind for my placeholder art. So if I... Oh, that's it, literally running out of rounds.
Whoa!
Okay.
I think it's nice.
Right, second time for John here. So, I'll sort of briefly explain what it is. It's Sweatshop Tycoon. And I'll sort of explain a little bit more as I go. So for now, I will just build a couple of machines to sort of show off the factory. So I'm just going to build this. This is called the Cobblomatic, and it makes shoes because I like puns. So we'll just pop that down, and basically you have a number of seats for your machine, and then you have a collector at the end. And the number of seats is basically the amount of workers which can be working on that simultaneously. And I'll get to the workers in just a second. So we'll just put a couple of seats down. And again, excuse the personal crap. And we'll pop down a little collector at the end. And then we have to schedule for when this has to arrive. And there's obviously lots of things that could arrive in your factory. So you want to make sure they don't clash with each other. So we'll have this turn up tomorrow at 9. So I better be very, very early for work. And just one more little thing I'll put down because I've got something in mind. It's just a little sewing machine as well. And then I'll go
What's
ahead
it called?
hire some employees. That is called the Stitch Up 500.
Nice.
Nice. Again, I should be very careful to mention doing that up front. We'll see about that on the developer. There we go. And I'll have that turn up at 10. So we'll go over and it's a bit of an empty factory at the moment. Obviously there's very little going on. Until they turn up there's nothing. Until that moment let's get a few workers on the case. So I'll just hire a few workers. Now you might notice that the age of that first worker is 11. And this is a very sad reality in the world, but there are sweatshops out there that will hire children. Now I do not condone or condemn, but if you want to do well in the game, you're going to have to be a complete bastard. So, let's hire that child! And let's grab a couple of people to help him out. It's called Mario as well, so that's nice.
Woo!
So we'll hire him, and he'll be turning up as well. We'll have him turn up at 8 AM. Along with the rest of our workers. Now that's more or less all we can do in the factory, so I'll just be sort of heading home and I'll explain a little bit more. And that is, the factory would very much only be part of the game. You would move on to have, now I mentioned Papers, Please earlier, your family, which you need to take care of. And if anybody's played that, it was just simple, it was basically just a bar that would be fun. And are they happy, are they sad? It gets very, very low, they get sick and they die. Well, this can happen to your own family within this game, and it can also happen to yourself. So at this point, when you finish work early, you might decide to head up into the city and keep yourself entertained in some way. Or you may decide to head home and see your family and try and make sure that, you know, they love you, you're not missing any birthdays or anything like that. But I don't really care about them, so let's skip time for hookers! And let's... exactly. Damn it, we're only better to it. Let's pretend that's what we've done. We won't tell the wife, etc., but we'll be getting home very, very late. So this would be a customizable house. This would be something that you can make look good. And if it's full of nice things, you're going to be a happy person, which might help when you get to work and bad things start happening to children. Just to keep yourself, your own sort of morale up. But as I said, this is very bare bones at the moment, so I have to sort of skip over each feature. But if I can give you just a taste of it, that'd be good. So we'll head back into the factory and we'll wait for our workers to turn up. I think they're due to turn up at 8, so I tell you they should just pop in at 8 o'clock. Oh, and there they are. So I have Daisy Hill.
Oh, there. Daisy.
Very skilled. Daisy Smith. 2 Daisies. That's not names. That's somebody Daisies. John Parker. And what's the child called? Who are you? Mario Donaldson. Isn't that very, very sweet? Well, Mario Donaldson, the little kid, he's not really strong enough to do any of the work that needs to be done setting this machine up. So let's get some of the adults working on this. You have to excuse me using a trackpad.
There's a mouse on the table if you want to put that.
I'm far too afraid everything will explode at this point. But thank you. So there we are. They're going to start. Ignore the red dots who have delivered those machines, as I say. A lot of it's placeholder. So there we go. A lot of the workers are now going to start assembling that machine. And when the other machine arrives, they're going to start assembling that too. And the point is that you'd have a workforce that would be split between various different things. You would have the assembly force, who would be, excuse me, at the sewing machines, at the Cobblematic, actually making the objects at the point that they're made. You have people who are collecting and taking it back and forth. You have people that are assembling and repairing and disassembling the machines as you need to. Now, whoa, you can stop there. I don't want you there, Mario Donaldson. I'm having you on the stitch-up by yourself, because for the purpose of this demo, that stitch-up is ready to explode. And that's really the show what it would be like if I was particularly negligent, which of course I'm not, but this particular worker is. So that is about to be He's going to take a lot of damage there. Now this could lead to Amnesty International getting involved. I could end up in some serious trouble here. But for the sake of this demo, Amnesty International aren't going to turn up. And he's able to just keep working at the machine rather than having to repair it, because I just wanted to slowly show you the slight difference between some items. So earlier on, he was quite a healthy young lad. And each of his stats will contribute some way towards the item they create. So if they created a shirt, which is what he's working at the moment, it could be pristine because he's such a high quality worker, but he could be rather unhealthy, so it could be quite grubby. And so each of those things will come to affect what the final price of that item is. Now when that hits 5 o'clock, it'll end the day, and we'll be able to see what items we've got. And the quality difference between a healthy young Mario Donaldson and a crippled young Mario Donaldson who was caught in a rather nasty explosion. So there we are, that's our collector team sort of going back and forth, filling up the collector over there on the right, or rather filling up those boxes you can see. I'm literally drifting away from what I wanted to show you. Drifting away.
Go with it.
It does save and load, except for the particles which are always there. Again, it's an early build, it's rough around the edges. So I might leave it there before it goes too terribly wrong. But you're able to see that it's a case of you've got your workers, if you treat them well, they can do very well for you. They can create high quality items and avoid any sort of legal disputes you might have to worry about. If not, then you might end up in some serious trouble. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there and sort of turn it off before anything else goes horribly wrong, because that actually went quite well. So yeah, I'll call it there.
Woo!